Hey everybody, I'm Nick, your host, and thank you for listening to Game Pulse Weekly News, Episode 9. So, obviously, it's Episode 9, and I may be a little late, but that's not too bad because it seems like lately there's a lot of gaming news, and it's kind of hard to keep up with it all. And it's also hard to remember, you could be talking to your buddy and be like, something came up, I can't remember what. And that's kind of why I like doing these game pulses, is because, I'm talking about things that happened a week ago, but it's refreshing your memory. I know it's not current, but I'm still reminding you of, oh hey, in case you forgot this, or in case you missed this, because I kind of feel like, talking about games a week old is kind of lame, or, we already know all this news, but the thing though is, not a lot of people have the time to go and find out all this news, and I know with these game pulses, I don't have a lot of news, I don't have every single news thing that comes out, and I realize that. But I only pick and choose the stuff that is most popular things that people know of. So I've tried to do it twice a week, once a week, whatever. As long as I get it out, that's fine. But anyways, let's get right to it. So episode 9 we're almost at double digits, so that's pretty cool. So anyways, starting with Nintendo, of course, the SNES Classic Edition has been officially revealed, and I know you probably already know this listening to this as a listener, but this is my chance to reiterate about the SNES Classic. It cost $80, it's going to be released September 29th, and it includes 21 classic Super Nintendo games. Games such as Donkey Kong Country, one of my favorites, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Mega Man X, Star Fox 1 and 2, which 2 never came to America. It's Japanese though, so that's interesting. Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG Legend of 7 Stars, Super Mario World, my favorite Mario game ever, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, Yoshi's Island, and much, much more. Like I said, $80, but obviously there's going to be scalpers that sell it for $300. Same thing that happened to the NES Classic Edition. So unfortunately, let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope we can all, as gamers, pick it up and enjoy it, because Super Nintendo was and is my favorite console to this date. So, another great classic game coming to the Switch. It's called Pac-Man Versus, and it will be bundled into the Switch's version of Namco Museum. The bundle includes other Namco arcade classics like Pac-Man, Galaga 88, Dig Dug, Sky Kid, Rolling Thunder 2, Splatterhouse, Tank Force, and more will be in the bundle. Pac-Man Versus is often considered one of the best games in the series, and they did collaborate with Nintendo, so that's pretty cool. The game was created as a pack-and-disc, included with the Pac-Man World 2 back when it was released on the GameCube. Nintendo tried using it as the attempts with the whole GBA GameCube connectivity thing, but it didn't really work out too well. Nintendo fans really wanted to get a port for it for the modern consoles, Pac-Man Versus, and it's finally happening for the Switch. I don't remember ever playing it, but I'll have to look up and see. Apparently 3 characters control a ghost and 1 player controls Pac-Man, so great party game, especially if you're a Pac-Man fanatic or lover like me. So obviously, if you own a Switch or Wii U, you have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and you already know that the DLC came out a couple days ago. The Master Trials It's $10, or actually $20 because you get this one and the one that comes out in the winter. But this includes a handful of new features, items, and modes, such as a hero's path. It shows you where you've been in Hyrule for the past 200 hours, shows you areas that you haven't been, so you could be like, oh, okay, I have to go, over this area that I totally skipped somehow. In Breath of the Wild, there's 120 shrines, which we all are aware of that have played it, and in the DLC Trial of the Sword, it's a quest that puts you at the steps of 45 brand new mini dungeons to solve. The goal of this is actually to pass through the dungeons, and the difficulty increases. It's kind of exciting, but also treacherous with the dungeons that you will be solving. In this trial, you don't have anything except your shorts and your runes. So no armor, no clothing, no weapons, you have to get them all. So from there you have to go to each floor, getting weapons and items and armors along the way. It's a lot like Eventide Island, the bottom right shrine in Breath of the Wild, which was actually pretty fun. There's also a new mode called Master Mode, and it's a carbon copy of Breath of the Wild, but the brand new difficulty level. So basically, each enemy of the game has been leveled up, and there's also gold versions of enemies. So if you thought an enemy was tough, Master Mode is even tougher. Apparently, in the starting area, there's a Lionel, and I think he's a gold Lionel. I'm not too sure about that, but have fun with that. And like I said, there's outfits like Tingle's outfit, Midna's mask, and many more Legend of Zelda favorites that you can dress up as. Moving on, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out with a new patch for it, and it's pretty interesting because some of the changes for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is, one of the things is that the fact you can no longer use an item after it's used to block a player's attack. So you should think carefully before you use your item. And if you're, pretty decent at Mario Kart, but not the best, if you're prone to falling back in the pack, this update is for you. Because a lot more items and better items will be handed out to players in the back of the pack to catch up easier. So that's pretty nice. Some things included in this update are players who are behind in online matches, like I said, will receive items geared toward catching up more frequently, which is nice. Players can use Pikmin-themed amiibo to unlock a Pikmin suit for the Mii driver. I'm a big Pikmin fan, so that is awesome. Race rules and course name are now displayed on loading screens for online and wireless play, as well as Mario Kart TV. Item wheel no longer spins continuously in online matches. Online matches now end as intended 30 seconds after the first place racer finishes. That's pretty awesome because I remember just waiting for everybody to finish. Some other things, there's a lot. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but the boomerang now returns to the first slot if possible after a player catches it. Items shown in a player's item slots now display correctly when holding an item behind them. So that's good. So you can always Google that, look that up, see for yourself what happened, what changed, what's new. But another Nintendo title classic that we're moving on to is Splatoon 2. I mentioned all about Splatoon 2 in the Nintendo Direct that came out just the other day, and it's arriving July 21st for obviously the Nintendo Switch, and they will be having a last-minute Splatfest world premiere. So if you have a Nintendo Switch, you can go to the eShop and download that for free. You have like a little training basics area you can play through, and then you decide which team you want to be on, Team Ice Cream or Team Cake. I'm Team Ice Cream, so if you want to play with me, go Ice Cream. But yeah, definitely, if you're not really familiar with Splatoon, check it out now before you actually had to buy it. And I believe that is July 15th, 3 to 7 p.m. Pacific time. So wherever your local time is, look that up. So another Mario Classic is obviously the Super Mario franchise games. And basically Super Mario Odyssey is doing something different. They threw away the game over screen. The Japanese Twitter account talked about what happens when Mario dies, and it's like when Sonic hitting an enemy, you lose a set amount of coins, see that number go down, and then you're back at it again. Apparently the game also lacks lives in general, or 1-ups, like Mario has. So basically, if you have tons of coins, you won't ever die, and apparently Super Mario Odyssey gives you a lot of coins. So that's nice to know. I'm looking forward to it. Like, that is like one of my games I really want to play this year. It comes out a couple months from now, in October. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. A game that's on the Switch called Blaster Master Zero. It's also on 3DS. It actually is, you'll be able to play 2 new characters, and they're both indie games. Well, they're both from indie games, yeah. Shantae and Shovel Knight. Version 1.3 will go live on 6th of July, so yesterday, because today is July 7th. And you'll be able to play for free until you will actually be able to buy it, which is, I believe, like a month from now, in like August, and the characters are $1.99 US dollars, so $2. I don't know what it is globally, you can look that up, but that's pretty cool. That could be 4 characters in this one game, and the game's only $10. So pretty awesome. So there's a lot of people like the Mother games, and people at Cartoon Network were passionate about it. On Adult Swim, which I'm sure you know about Adult Swim, they aired recently a commercial asking Nintendo to translate Mother 3. The commercial showed a picture of Twitter user Mag's Sci Party. I'm probably saying that wrong, but yeah, whoever it is, recently attended a professional wrestling match while holding a sign asking Nintendo to localize Mother 3. And Adult Swim, jokingly asked viewers to imagine caring about a game that much. Adult Swim's commercial ended with a simple message for Nintendo. After 11 years, it's finally time to translate the game. What do you think? Do you think Mother 3 should be translated? I think so. That's for sure, and I think Nintendo should do it, especially releasing on the Switch or 3DS. That would be awesome. Like, that would make so many people go out and buy a Switch, I believe. But, anyways, moving on to Sony. Right now, as before, Sony is having a PlayStation Store sale, so if you want to go on there, check out what deals they have. There you go. For July PlayStation Plus games, you get all 6 episodes of Game of Thrones Telltale game, and you get Until Dawn for free. On PS3, you get Tokyo Jungle and Darkstalkers Resurrection. And on PlayStation Vita, you get Element 41 and Don't Die, Mr. Robot. So go check those out now if you haven't yet. Game of Thrones Telltale is an awesome game. And Until Dawn's pretty great as well. So definitely check those out if you have a PS4. The game Gundam Versus, if you're a Gundam fan like myself, you'll be very interested in this. It is a popular arcade fighting game in Japan, and it features, I think it's like 91 Gundams or something, and it's finally making its way to North America September 29th on the PlayStation 4. Bandai Namco announced earlier at the Anime Expo 2017 that the game had to be built ground up for gaming on the PlayStation 4. It will feature 3 versus 3 or 2v2 fights, and it'll be very fast paced. If you actually want to check out some gameplay footage of Gundam Versus, there's a YouTuber in our group, Video Games and More, on Facebook, and his name is Sicksinz Gaming, SICKSINZ Gaming, and he actually live streamed some Gundam Versus about a week ago or so. So I'm trying to find it now, but if you search his name, you will be able to see that he live streamed Gundam Versus, and he does some other games too. So if you want to go check him out, him and we will be collaborating sometime in the future. So yeah, stay tuned for that. He's a really great guy, and he games a lot. He streams a lot on Twitch and YouTube, and yeah, go check him out, Sicksinz Gaming. But also Gundam Versus, 91 Gundams. It looked really fun. Can't wait for that. So moving on to Microsoft, for the entire month of July, the indie title Grow Up on Xbox One will be available to download. From July 16th to August 15th, Runbow on Xbox One will be free to download. Kane Lynch 2 Dog Days, Xbox 360, will be free from July 1 to July 15. And Lego Pirates of the Caribbean is also on Xbox 360. So that's like their games with gold, you know. That's like PlayStation Plus. So check those out. So Microsoft announced their Xbox Ultimate Game Sale for 2017. They have more than 300 games discounted, and there's tons of games discounted, such as Mass Effect Andromeda, Rocket League, Battlefield 1, Prey, Elder Scrolls, and much more. Games are ranging from 10 to 65% off, and Xbox Live Gold members can save up to 10% more on their purchases. So it wraps up in a couple days, so make sure you check it out. Grab some good games for the summer, and there you go. So on PC, if you're familiar with Grand Theft Auto on PC, they have been modding, and Rockstar took them down recently. Well, Take-Two sort of did, which is their parent company. But it's called OpenIV, the modding toolkit. It has been under fire by Take-Two Interactive, and it received an update, and now it's being distributed again. So Take-Two is listening to Rockstar and also fans. They did take a hard stance on modding a few weeks ago, but now somehow they changed, and they believe that, this is in quotes, it says, they believes in reasonable fan creativity. So that's pretty cool. And, in quotes, showcase their passion for our games. End quotes. So it's kind of nice because I believe when this happened, a lot of people on Steam just gave GTA 5 bad reviews on Steam, and I think that's also why they listened to them too. Yeah, GTA 5 Steam score went plummeting due to negative reviews. So that's kind of funny, but yeah, that's great that modding's back. So if you're a modder or you play mods, there you go. You don't have to worry about it. It was only down for like a week or two, something like that. On August 14th, a little over a month away, StarCraft Remaster will be released for $15. Announced back in March, the updated version adds 4K graphics, Battle.net support, and improved audio and much more. $15 gets you both the update of the base game as well as the expansion Brood War. In addition, Blizzard announced comic book-ish mission interludes, and they added things such as windowed full screen or windowed mode. You could use Alt-Enter to switch between them. added opponent information when joining a game lobby, improved behavior of available lobbies, improved capability with Windows 7, 8.1, and 10, improved anti-cheat capabilities, and much, much more. So go check that out. I know you could actually download StarCraft from Blizzard's website now, but not the remastered version, the version that's out now, for free actually, but $15 nabs you all that. That's pretty awesome. You may have to pick up some StarCraft. How about you? Do you like StarCraft? Are you gonna pick it up? Let me know down below, because I like to play with some people. So I'm going into the all consoles section like I usually do. So this podcast is almost over, but Anthem, the latest BioWare IP, it's set in a setting that most people would classify as sci-fi, and the lead writer for Mass Effect 1 and 2, Drew Karpyshyn, probably saying his last name wrong, but he actually wrote a lot of Star Wars lore books, and he's working on Anthem. And with a recent interview with CBC, Aaron Flynn said that the game is more science fantasy and less sci-fi, and players shouldn't expect a story like Mass Effect. He said it's very much like Star Wars, very much like the Marvel Universe, where you see a lot of amazing things happening, but we don't worry too much about why they're happening or how they're happening, the science of it, Flynn said. Mass Effect is more our real hardcore science fiction IP. This one is much more about just having fun in a game world that is lush and exotic and really sucks you in. So it's kind of like Mass Effect plus Destiny plus a little bit of Star Wars, I guess, all had a baby, and this is what it is, Anthem. So I don't know how I feel about that. What do you think about Anthem? I want to see more gameplay. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. I want to play it, but I don't know. I just don't want it to be a letdown. So, Playdead, the team behind both puzzle platformers Limbo and Inside, have partnered with publisher 505 Games for a physical release of both titles in one bundle. The release will include Limbo and Inside, like I previously stated, an art card, and a poster for $30. The game will release on Xbox One and PS4 September 12th in the United States and September 15th in Europe. So about a couple months away, we'll get those games physically, so that's pretty cool. The action game Fate Extella, based off the anime show Fate/Stay Night, is coming to more systems than just PS4 and Vita. It's also coming to the Nintendo Switch, and the publisher Xseed let everybody know it'll be launching on PC alongside the Switch release. And Switch and PC version of the game will launch on July 25th, and the PC will be a little bit cheaper. It will run you $50, while the Switch version puts you back an extra $10 at $60. So, and also if you're getting on PC, you can get the game for 10% off. So you can get it for $45. That's crazy. Ugh. Looks like PC wins this one. So there's a game I've been looking forward to for a while now, actually. And it is called Cuphead. It's a beautiful platforming game set in like the 1930s, so kind of think of like Steamboat Mickey style if you don't know about Cuphead. And it's headed to Xbox One and PC, and it will not be on PS4 or the Switch. The developer said it is exclusively Xbox One and PC. NeoGaf actually asked if Cuphead is a 100% lifetime PC Microsoft exclusive, and the developer wrote, "Yes, this Cuphead game is exclusive to Xbox and PC with Steam and Windows 10 versions at launch." So that's pretty interesting. You don't see that too much. This game's coming out September 29th. And real quick, if you don't have Mass Effect Andromeda, you can pick up at GameStop online for $20. Just use the code SAVER, SAVER, You could get it for $20 at checkout. And in Australia, you could get the game around $57 instead of the usual $100 price point. And UK shoppers can get it for around £33. So, yeah, it's a great game. $20 definitely worth it. And last but not least, the miscellaneous section. So, mobile games. Final Fantasy 15: A New Empire came out on mobile, so Android and iOS, iTunes and Google Play stores. The game's in collaboration with MZ, the same company that created Mobile Strike and Game of War, and it looks exactly like Game of War, but just with Final Fantasy characters and places. So if you really liked Final Fantasy that much, you could have a mobile version of the game. I like Final Fantasy 15, but not enough to play like a Game of War knockoff. That's just me. And last but not least, starting today, July 7th, on Netflix, Castlevania is out right now, the first 4 episodes. So go check those out now. I'll have a review later this weekend about it. But the guy, Eddie Shanker, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name correctly, but he's a producer of Castlevania. He announced his next project is an anime adaptation of Assassin's Creed. And that's all we know. We don't know if it's going to be Netflix or not, or how anime is going to be, but yeah. Don't know why that didn't come out like 10 years ago when Assassin's Creed was a big thing, but yeah. So that's cool though. Maybe both of these will be really good. I don't know. I hope so. Well, that's kind of all the news I have for you guys. Yeah, so until next Game Pulse, it will be Game Pulse Weekly News Episode 10. That will be awesome. And I'm hoping to see a lot more news there. Have you picked up Crash Bandicoot? I have. I'm playing it. I'm enjoying it. Let me know what games you picked up recently and what games you're playing. But until then, make sure you check us out on Facebook at Video Games and More. We're a group. We're also on Twitter, and we're also on Instagram. Just go to our Facebook and you can see the links for our Twitter and Instagram. But until then, have a good weekend and happy gaming.